Hey folks, this is Sue Bell from Market Domination. I have got a fantastic webinar for you guys today. We're going to look at a couple of different really amazing engagement tools for your website and talk about how it increases not just engagement, but it increases leads and ultimately sales. So without further ado, let's just dive right in because this is just too excited to waffle on about. All right, so it's a little bit slow to start. First couple slides are a little bit basic information, so bear with me. So communication. It used to be easy back in the day, right? Like back 40 years ago. Somebody just walk into the store and you could start up a conversation, talk to them about the weather, engage them. If they had questions, you could answer their questions on the spot. Everything was very local. It was there's a word for that. It escapes me at the moment. But today it's so different. It's more cold because your visitors don't walk into your store. They walk onto your website. It's a bunch of electrons. And if you're not on your toes, like if you're not looking at your live at the moment stats, which who has time to stay focused on that? You don't even know somebody was in your website, right? They wander in, they wander out. And what happens if they have a question? What do they do? Like, how can you help them? What are they going to do? Send you an email? Like, put in the information on a contact us form? And some point in time, you're going to check your email. You're going to go say, oh, wow, this person's got a question. And, a few hours later, or more realistically, a couple days later, community, thank you. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Couple days later, sometimes somebody gets back to you, right? And by then they've already got a solution and they're gone, right? Sale over, finitoed. And this is a terrible way to do business. So interestingly enough, Gartner predicts that by 2020, a customer will manage 85% of the relationship with a business without interacting with humans, which is just a little bit scary because when I think about where automation has come and gone over the course of the last, 30, 40 years, right? We saw mainframes, then we saw personal computers, then we saw things going back towards servers. I've seen things waffle up and down. I've seen things go from big to small, from big to small. And I've seen over the course of the last, probably 10 to 12 years particularly, a renaissance about people wanting to talk to people. And so when Gartner comes out with a prediction that customers will manage 85% of their relationship with a business without even interacting with humans, that worries me a little bit because I don't think you can ever take human beings out of the equation. But let's sally forward with what we're looking at for the moment. Just hold that as a thought in the back of your head, and we'll wrap back to it. So chatbots are one method for improving communications and customer experience. They can help generate more sales, build a deeper rapport with customers, and they allow your customers to easily interact with your brand. So the first part of the conversation we're going to talk about is indeed chatbots. Some examples of chatbots, stuff that they can do. They can take your order. I don't know how many of you, I was probably one of the first people to use one of those order things for Starbucks because I was such a Starbucks aficionado, right? And even when people were saying, yeah, it doesn't really save you any time because you still got to stand in line, I was still ordering ahead of time, blah, 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 right? So you can it'll do an order either on premise, home, website, or car. You can order food even from a table, which I've seen using a chatbot. Retail store, they offer you promotions. I've had chatbots pop up when I'm on a website after a few minutes and offer me a percentage off coupon. It used to be that there was a splash screen, and you still see that. A splash screen comes across your face and says, hey, do you want a 10% coupon? But I would say it's 50-50, the splash screen and the chatbot now. There's a marketing campaign that asks questions, allows them to play a game using a chatbot, that kind of interaction, that kind of, a lot of them are like quizzes or some kind of, all kinds of games actually, now that I stop to think about it. Never mind. E-commerce, you can have a chatbot that helps your customers to make a purchase, guide them through all the kinds of questions, all the simple kinds of questions. We'll get more into what they can do with questions. Customer service, questions and help with different tasks. PR can monitor whether or not employees and customers are satisfied. And then you've got travel agents, which are, um, yeah, they're sort of. I think that travel agent chatbots. Well, I see Google kind of dominating the whole travel agent scene in the very near future. So I don't know how much chatbots are going to stay in that genre, but definitely they can help you book flights and particularly receive relevant information like, your flight's delayed, that kind of thing. So quick response. So this is the thing that I see to be one of the most important things. Instant gratification, not quite fast enough, right? That's one of my favorite phrases. And the fascinating quote here or statistic here is that up to 70% of your potential sales can be lost if you leave your visitors waiting for just 10 minutes. So when you think about that, I'm just going to let that quote settle in for a minute because it's ginormous in my humble opinion. And how many? Give me a one if you guys have experienced that. You're on a website, you've engaged a chatbot, or you're looking for an answer, and you don't get an answer in the first 10 minutes. Give me a one if you're off to the next website in less than 10 minutes, and give me a two if you're happy to just put that conversation on hold and come back to it whenever they get back around to you. You're not off to the next website. I'm getting a wall of ones. Yeah, exactly. Ah, some folks are saying they want to talk to someone, like talking to a chatbot doesn't even cut it. They want to talk to someone. So 24/7, customers want the information they need when they need it. 64% of Americans say 24-hour service is the best feature of chatbots. Conversion. They turn visitors into leads, new leads into sales. Now, this was interesting. I have several slides here that get progressively more interesting. So this is reward stream. And they were bringing a lot of people onto their website, reading content but not converting. And they felt like they should engage more. So they took a chatbot approach and it accounted for 30% of their converted leads in the first 45 days. Give me one if you think that's an impressive number, 30% of your leads. If you could increase the conversions on your website 30%, would you be a happy camper with that? Give me a one or a two if that's just kind of like meh. Okay. Well, all right. Well, we've got better numbers for those of you who are saying meh. Chatbots are the future of brand engagement. Engaged customers are likely to proceed to the bottom of your sales funnel. Chatbots can increase customer engagement up to 5,000%. So we had a video, or we had a webinar about 2 or 3 months ago where we talked about what video does for engagement and for sales. And I have to say, after looking at the stats from chatbots, when you're talking about engagement up 5,000%, that beats the pants off of video. Kia Motors, and this is one of my favorite ones. Kia Motors installed a chatbot. They were using a Facebook chatbot, and their conversions went from 7% to 21%. In addition, overall engagement between customers and company increased 5,000%, with a total of 600,000 engagements overseen by the chatbot. I believe, I'm trying to think of how long that was. That was not a very long period of time. I'm inclined to say that was a quarter, the first quarter. More impressive? Give me a one if that's more impressive. If you guys are like thinking, okay, maybe a chatbot on my website. Oh, actually, hey, give me a two if you guys have already got a chatbot installed on your website. And a three if it's something that you're thinking about doing. And a four if since the beginning of this webinar, you've now decided that that's something that you need to do. We have a mix. All right. So some people have got, yeah, we've got a pretty healthy mix. All right. Between people who either have them on their website already or who are getting ready to install them. All right. So a chatbot can see. So Stephen, you're one of the people who has a chatbot on their website. What kind of engagement do you see off your chatbot? I'm just curious. Do you know the percentages off the top of your head? Uh, Okay. All right. Very good. He doesn't know. Um, all right. So chatbot can increase engagement on your website up to, yeah, we talked about that one. Good. So 2019, a lot of what I've been reading in the last, I don't know, 2, 3 months, I think I've been really deeply looking at it. It's been at least 3 months I've been deeply looking into chatbots. 2019, a lot of folks have been saying it deemed the year of the chatbot. They were, if you look at chatbot statistics and search, they were really up and coming the last couple of years, and it's kind of peaking this year. Everybody's hopping on the chatbot bandwagon. And I'm going to talk a little bit in a few minutes about my own experience with chatbots. There's two basic kinds. There's those that run on the back of Facebook Messenger, and then those that don't. And those that don't are broken down either into being SaaS or to being on-site, like a plugin. And the reason that I say that Facebook's a little bit different is because Messenger's a bit of a different animal. The ones that run on Facebook are great if you have a presence on Facebook. They're awesome for that. But if, like, for a chatbot on your website, they're not so great. And there's a whole host of reasons why they're not great. They're not in all the countries. Not everybody is on Facebook. It works much better if it's on the app than if it's on the desktop. I have come to find out. End-to-end security has been threatened. I know a few months ago they were talking about the government wanting for the end-to-end security, they want to be able to put their nose in the middle of that end-to-end security. So they're talking about making Facebook break it, which does not sit well with me. And then, as far as I'm concerned, it's not intuitive. For folks who are not good with Facebook, and if you don't have the app installed, new request alerts, like somebody wanting to talk to you, is hidden. In the words of Douglas Adams, it's hidden down the end of a long dark corridor behind a door marked "Beware of the Leopard." It's horrible. Right. So you get Stephen was saying one of the things that he's looking for an offsite that'll also work on Facebook. Oh, there's more. GoTo has started doing something weird with longer ones. Mostly a decision tree rather than AI. Yes, I'm going to talk about decision trees and AI here in a second. So chatbot conversations. To understand the nature of chatbot conversations, it's important to understand that there are a couple of different types. There's scripted, and those are the ones where you write out what it is that you want the bot to say and what responses you're expecting from your visitors, and based on if it's this response, then you do this. If it's that response, you do that. Then there are AI, intelligent chatbots that are built on NLP, natural language processing. And I will have to say, I haven't actually seen one of these. When it comes to like coding on the back end, I have never seen anything that I didn't have to actually script. And I've looked at quite a few. By no means have I looked at all of them, but I have not found one that I would truly call AI. And then the third type is human. And these usually start with a very simple script, and then it hands it off to a real person. So let's just look at all of these for a nanosecond. What are AI chatbots? So at the heart of the AI chatbot is natural language processing. Same kind of technology as what you have in the virtual assistants like Amazon's and Google's. And they can work well, the NLP these days is getting, well, it's getting better. I have to say it's still early days for that. There's a lot of things that I say to Alexa where she goes, "What?" And there's things that Alexa will answer me one month and then she goes, "What?" the next month. So the NLP, Yeah, I'll just say that. That's a mouthful. So anytime you go and you see that a chatbot is going to be AI, like just take it with a grain of salt and dig deep. I think you're going to end up finding that on the backside it's scripted. So let's talk about scripted chatbots for a minute. And this is kind of an example where you've got a question, like the visitor is going to ask a question, and then the chatbot is going to answer, right? So do you sell cars? So it's going to understand, it's going to parse that question, and it's going to see sell cars is the important keyword there. And so then it's going to answer with, yes, do you want a 2-door or 4-door? And the visitor's going to reply with what they want. And then it's going to go to, hand them a particular URL. So that's the idea behind a branching algorithm, right? In reality, when you get in the backside of some of these chatbots, you see something that looks like this. And the good thing about it is that there are templates. I would say half of the ones I tried had templates, and some of them had some pretty elaborate templates. And there was one I found, and I looked for the name of it quickly before the webinar, but I didn't see it. I'll get it and put it with the replay. There was one I found. A friend of mine turned me on to it. She's like, this one looks really, really good. She hadn't tried it personally, so I spent time. I would say I spent 6 hours. And the template was amazing. I made a couple minor tweaks to the template. It looked really good. You're running it on the back end. It was great. I installed it on my website, which I have to have one that's not a plugin because I'm running Kajabi, and Kajabi's not WordPress, right? So it has to be a SaaS offsite. And so got it figured out, got it installed, got the script to work, worked on my website. We got all the way down to, okay, I put in my email address, and then the email address went nowhere. It didn't actually send me an email. I have no idea how these people are still in business. So not a problem. I say that prematurely about the not in business. So not a problem. We sent off a message to the help desk. Hey, this is what we're doing. What are we doing wrong? And they came back. I swear I was talking to a bot on the help desk. They came back with the most inane response. I can't even believe that somebody in a foreign country who has English as a second or third language could give me responses as horrible as what I got from this help desk. So one of my teammates was actually working with the help desk, and I said, look, it's clear that English is not this person's first language, so make the question really simple, use small words, and short sentences so that when they put it through a translation, it comes like, long story short, 7 days later, my assistant is banging her head against the wall. She is so exasperated with this help desk, we never got it to work. So 6 hours of trying to fiddle with this thing completely out the window. Looked good. So annoying. So annoying. Other experiences I've had, sadly, I have spent well, let me not talk about me for a second. I have friends who are programmers who have spent hours trying to code these block type things. One of the things that we used was, criminies. What's the one that starts with an I? Anthony, we were just looking at a site. I think you're out here on the webinar. We were just looking at a site, Intelli something. One of the big guys. See if he answers me. Anyway, one of the really big ones. Very expensive. Okay, he doesn't remember. One of the big ones, really expensive. They're several $100s a month for their chatbot, like $300 a month. And I was partnered with a programmer, and so he was sitting down and coding out the chatbot, and he spent way too many hours trying to code some very simple Q&As with this chatbot. And he finally came back to me, and he's like, okay, we have to find something else because this is just too complicated. Lot of flexibility, but too complicated. So those are the two extremes, the two really extremely horrible examples that I've got with chatbots. So bottom line, both scripted and AI can be good. They've got, a space, but they're really only good for simple questions, because when you start getting into elaborate conversations, things just fall apart. And unless you are diligent in your trial and error, I have a lot of experience at testing software, but when the options in the scripting get really nested, it's hard to test everything and to make sure that your conversation is really going to go the way you want it to go. So if you're going to use a chatbot, I recommend you keep it simple. All right, so what are human chatbots? 99% of the time, the human chatbots are glorified list builders, sadly. The idea is you start conversing with a chatbot, they say just a couple of things, then they try to get your information, and then they're going to pass you to the help desk, and the help desk is going to get back to you, right? And sometimes that works. So I've had a few people come back to me on their website really pretty quickly, like within 10 minutes, before I'm one of the 70% that's moved off to somebody else. I was looking for, I don't remember, it was last fall. I was looking for some kind of a solution. We were doing a big event. I think we were looking for event software. And I went to talk to, like, I was investigating 6 different websites at the same time. They all had chatbots, which I was very impressed with. So I started up a chatbot conversation with all of them. Out of the 6, 2 of them passed the test in terms of getting back to me within 10 minutes with a real person. The one of them, the real person that got back to me, well, actually both of them, the person that got back to me was an unknowledgeable help desk person. In other words, not an expert on the software. And they couldn't, the one could answer more of my questions, but they wanted to put me in touch with the salesperson. The other one couldn't answer any of my questions and wanted to schedule me with a salesperson. So in both circumstances, I took the schedule with the salesperson. But I have to say, the folks who could answer most of my questions up front before I got on the phone with the salesperson, I was predisposed to go with them because I already knew that they were going to be a good fit. So that is an important point to put in the back of your head, and we will go on for a second. All right. The reality of human interface chatbots is that they tend to only be on for a few hours. Okay, so I've had some chatbots exactly like this, human chatbots. I've had them on my website, and the problem with them is when the tab is not active, after a few minutes, on my website, it shows me as not being available. Now, for those guys who know me, Alex is saying that's exactly his experience too. For those guys who know me, I'm at my computer at least 18 hours out of the day, quite frequently, sadly, 20 hours out of the day. And so I'm here. If somebody pings me on Skype, I'm here. But where I'm trying to present a chatbot presence, I can't do that if I have to keep the tab open. It's annoying. All right. So it ended up showing me as not being available for most of the time because, I've only got 3 monitors. If I had maybe a 5th monitor and something that could be completely dedicated so that tab could stay open and active, then that would be a solution for me. But that's just not the way I work. All right. So that's the failing there. Unhappy customers won't return. Studies have shown, everybody knows that, right? 91% of unhappy customers are just not going to come back and do anything with you again. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what my opinion. Give me a one, guys. If you guys have a bad experience with a chatbot, are you liable to do business with that company? And, are you willing to forgive a bad chatbot experience? Interesting. All right, so I've got a couple of yeses, and give me a 2 if you're not willing. Like a bad chatbot experience is just gonna I'm getting some 2s. There's bad chatbot experiences. Okay, so we're split. Some people are willing to forgive it, saying it's just a bad bot, and other people are like, no, that's my first experience with the company, and I'm gone if that doesn't work. All right, interesting. Potential benefits of chatbots: 24-hour service, getting an instant response. So these are millennials versus baby boomers, which is kind of interesting. What's the younger generation? How do they look at life versus How do older folks look at life? Answers to simple questions, easy communication, complaints resolved quickly. I mean, on almost all of these, I'm seeing the older generation is more inclined, although a lot of it's just neck and neck. But the 24-hour service is strong with both, basically across the board, right? Millennials to baby boomers. And getting an instant response, answers to simple questions. That's basically what everybody's looking for. And friendliness and approachability, answers to complex questions. Nobody's really expecting that. Potential blockers to using chatbots, I'd prefer to deal with a real-life assistant, 43%. I worry about it making mistakes. So in other words, it's telling me the wrong thing. If I could only access it through Facebook, not too many people there. I prefer to use a normal website. So that's like split 50-50 between Facebook and a normal website. If I wasn't able to chat in a friendly manner, nothing would stop me from using the chatbot, 15%. All right, so I want to move on to part 2. And this is SMS communication. Now, there's 2 types of SMS communication. There are folks out there, a fairly limited number of folks out there, at least from my experience, who are spamming using SMS. And that's totally not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking more about SMS communication either through a help desk or through business communication. So 90% of people read a message within the first 3 minutes. And I have to say I'm one of those, mostly because most of the texts I get still are text messages that I'm looking for. It's either, like a 2-factor authentication, or it's from a friend, or it's from a coworker. It's a piece of information that I need. So I'm pretty good about opening my SMSs too. Interestingly enough, 18 to 34, text is the preferred channel for notification from businesses. 83% of millennials open SMS messages within 90 seconds of receiving them. 75% of millennials prefer SMS communications for deliveries, promotions, and surveys. 31% of consumers respond to SMS surveys. That's actually not me, but that's okay. I don't respond to a lot of surveys. I have to really like the company. Consumers are more likely to open text messages before any other form of mobile communication. So I just want to see where you guys sit. Give me a 1 if you respond well to SMS communication, and a 2 if that's not your cup of tea. Dum 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 dum. Interesting. Quite a few 1s and a couple of 2s. Text is too small. All right. You need a better phone. Okay. So, exactly. All right. So, wait. That's horrible. Let me talk to you for a moment about what's on offer today. I can see we missed a slide in there. So the bottom line, let me summarize what we've talked about for a few minutes. The bottom line is chatbots are good. Chatbots are here to stay. SMS is overall good, although I can see like some of the folks who are here on the webinar are not as SMS oriented as what the statistics that I've seen. But here's the key. Here's the kicker. What I have seen missing, like, if we could give me a 1 if you agree that if we could get chatbots to have more of a human interface and to have a fast response. Is that something that would be appealing to you guys? I'm looking for a tab while you guys give me answers here. I'm not going to find that tab here. Let me look someplace else. How is that possible? That's an excellent question, Alex. So that is one of the reasons that I wanted you guys here today. Here we go. Let me bring this over. All right. So introducing Chatbot to SMS. What we've got for you today, what's on offer for you guys today, is a WordPress plugin. I'm sorry to say, Stephen, because I don't think you're running WordPress. A WordPress plugin that will give you an upfront chatbot interface, and when somebody engages with your chatbot, it will send you, the expert, an SMS. That means you can respond to that chat in well under 10 minutes. It's going to do two things. It's going to capture the email, and it's going to capture the telephone number if they want to talk, if they're open to having an SMS communication or to having a voice call, and you'll be able to get back in touch with them immediately. I agree. So one of the folks says that we need to have an HTML widget so that we're open for every platform, and that's coming. We're not here just yet, but that is definitely on the drawing board. So money loves speed, right? This plugin is a fast install. There's no coding. All of that lovely, like if this, then that, like branching algorithm stuff, you don't have to deal with any of it. You can have fast communication with your leads, and you're going to have fast visitor satisfaction. It integrates immediately with MailChimp, and from MailChimp, it can integrate with over 1,500 other applications through Zapier, right? Configuration, it can configure to your website. It's got color options. You can replace the headshot. You can change the default prompts, and you can put in your terms of service and GDPR links. So two-way messaging, it's always on. It's never off. If you want to not hear it ping, then you want to leave your phone in the other room. You can easily change the phone number in the backside. Interesting. Alex, I'll talk to you about that later. Alex, are you meaning that that's a way that you can get it on your website? I'll follow up with that later. All right. That's a fascinating concept. What this can do for you is it can get you more sales, obviously, what we just talked about, right? More sales from the same amount of traffic. So, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but one of the biggest expenses I have is trying to get more traffic to my website. I'm either out there beating the social media bushes, or I'm running ads on Facebook or Google or YouTube or somewhere. One way or another, I'm spending an awful lot of money to get the traffic to my website. So if I can have somewhere between a 30 and a 300% increase in sales off that traffic, I don't know about you, but I am all in. Simple, easy, fast. All of the horror stories that I just told you about this plugin, I installed it on my website. I've installed it actually now on 2 or 3 websites. It's super simple. It's super easy. Oh, somebody's saying that they want to see what it looks like. All right, we'll do a demo. I'll walk through here in just a second. Okay. I got you, Alex. Interesting. GDPR compliant. We've got all of the hooks in there for GDPR. Exactly. Yes. Connect with your website visitors before they go to your competitors. Get more sales from your website. Respond faster. Add live text messaging to your website with a single button install. So this comes in 3 different flavors on your website. You can have it as a sidebar. We've got a short code. You can have it as a text the expert form, like on a contact us page. And I don't have the third one on here. It's the normal one that's in the lower right hand. Oh, I know where there's an image of that. Oh, it's just the image though. And normally it's in the lower right hand corner that just pops like any other chatbot that you've seen. So you've got those 3 different options. Easy customization. This is a sample. I'll pull it up so you guys can see the whole thing here in a minute. But that's what it looks like. It's just super simple. There's just a handful of fields to fill out, and you're up and running and ready to go. Interfaces with MailChimp. I was testing that. That works pretty slick, actually. And then color picker, so you can have it interface and look homogeneous with your website, no matter what your color scheme is. All right, so what we've got for you guys today is you can try it for free. Up until midnight tonight, we've got everything set up so that you can give it a free trial, a free 7-day trial. So, and that was like my biggest, gosh, my biggest pain, my biggest gripe, right? It's bad enough that I had to spend the time, but I was also spending money testing these things out. So you can get in today. Oh, let me back up. There's more. Just for you guys, as I said, until midnight tonight, you can hop in and you can test it for free. You're going to get the OTOs at no additional cost. You're going to get you'll have a complete setup. Give me a 1 if you guys are already set up for GDPR, and a 2 if that's something that you haven't implemented yet. Alex says, does your plugin have a phone app as well so I can intercept the chat on my phone after SMS? No, it doesn't. Intercept the chat on my phone after. It would just, so what happens is, I'll show you here in a second, but what happens is you get, isn't there a screenshot here? Hang on. You get, maybe I didn't get that screenshot on here. I didn't. Dang it. After I jumped through a hoop to edit it and everything. You get an SMS, and it's got that person's email and it's got their telephone number. So you can just hit the phone number and be in communication with them. Yeah, exactly. You're on the phone already. And from there, from that chat, you can coordinate however you want to talk. I mean, if it's me, I'd probably just pick up the phone and talk to them, right? Just like SMS them back and say, happy to answer your questions. Can we hop on the phone and have a quick chat, and close them right there? So that's just me. It all depends on what your business model is, right? All right, so let me talk for a minute about the packages that are available. Oh, this is the other important thing I need to say. This is not available in every country, and that's because of the SMS charges. Right. Yeah, let me get back to that in a second, Anthony. So it works in the United States, Canada, UK, Belgium, and Sweden right now. The other countries are prohibitively expensive with the SMS fees. So Anthony made the suggestion that, leads to sales calls, you can just throw them your Calendly link, your calendar link, and hook up a time slot. I'm more of an instant gratification kind of girl, but if they can't talk right then throw them a calendar link and get them scheduled. All right. Oh, dang nabbit. Maybe that's why. Here we go. Maybe now the other image is up there. No. All right. All right, so we've got 3 different packages. The first package is basic, $19 a month, and these prices are 50% of what they're going to be when they're launched. Basic is $19 a month for those of you who have 1 domain. You get 1 domain, 25 messages. It's good for smaller sites, right? Chatbot, text to phone. You get email and SMS notification. You've got campaign tracking. You've got GDPR compliant, CAN spam compliant, MailChimp integration, automatic upgrades with the plugin, and standard support. For the agency version, we've got 10 domains, 500 messages. This is good for a smaller agency that's got, 8 to 10 clients. I suppose 6 to 10 clients would be the appropriate given the price. What if you need more messages? Yes, if you want to come in, if 10 domains is where you want to come in at, but you want more messages, there are going to be more message packages available that you can upgrade to. And then we've got the developer package. And I don't believe the developer package has a free trial on it today. I know it says today 0. I think it's the other 2 packages, Basic and Agency, that have got the free trial on it. But the developer package, if you're a larger agency, that's definitely the way to go. Unlimited domains, 3,000 messages per month. Agency licensing, which means you don't see it. It's you can see the logo right down here. That logo comes off, so it's not got any branding on it. You still have everything else, right? Everything else that you've got in all of the other packages: text to phone, email, campaign tracking, GDPR, can spam, everything else. More questions. Yes, you can. So you're going to get the first thing. Let me just run it through. The first thing you're going to get is the first thing that your clients are going to be offered is to submit their email address. So you get that first. Let me just show you. Talk directly to Sue. You can have this be whatever it is you want to be. I don't know why with my theme the type here is really small. It's not like that on my other websites. I should have probably picked one of the other websites. But you put something in here. This is the question I have. Send the question. It's going to come up. It asks you first for your email. And then it's got links here for the privacy policy and terms of service. You have to submit in order, you have to consent before you hit the submit button. And then it asks you, would you like us to respond on your cell phone with a text message? You've got the opportunity to say yes or no. And if you say yes, then it's going to ask you for your cell number. So when I get a message, I have that image. Bear with me a second and I will show you what that image looks like. Here we go. Where did that come up? Here we go. You get a message on your phone that looks like this. Visitor's email. You guys can see this, right? I think it's big enough. Visitor's email. You get their email. You get the domain where it came from. You get the web page that it came from. You get the question that they asked. And then you get their phone number. And the phone number is hot. The web page is hot. You can click on the web page to see what page they were on. If you need more context for what their question was about, which I did, I'm like, Roku channel, what are you talking about? So I clicked on the page and I'm like, oh yeah, that's my Roku page. I understand now. So yes, you can respond either way, however you want to respond. And so if you're in a situation where you can't really text on a phone, you can respond super quick with the email. If you've got email on your phone, you just hit that link and Bob's your uncle. Oh yeah, you guys want to see the backside of this. All right, let me show you quickly. Let me do this off page for a minute. Oh, somebody else is asking for the buy page. So until midnight tonight, free trial offer, 50% off retail, GDPR package. Let me drop this link to you guys. Copy link location into the chat box for everybody, and then I will show you the backside. Steven says, it's just faster to respond via email. It can be, yeah, absolutely. And if they don't say yes to text, is it still regular live chat on site? No, it's not chat on site. At that point, it would be an email. So let me log into my site. All right, so I'm here on the back side of my site. I'm gonna go into settings, but I want to change something really quick. Hang on. All right. So here's the back side. I changed the transaction number, just so you know. That is, however, my phone number. So if you guys want to go to my website and text me something, you're welcome to give it a try if you want to see how it acts. I'll drop the link to you, and it'll be up. I'll have it up all night if you guys want to try it after the webinar. I know some of you guys are on a phone watching the Webby. So when you get an email, the email's got your transaction ID. It's got you obviously have your phone number, right? You need to enter those two things first. And that's the absolute minimum that you need to enter in order to get started. You can just hit update options and be done with it. I updated my headshot, obviously. I configured the text down here. I put my name in as Sue. I changed the pop-up to once you click on something, it popped up. I'm not seeing it right now. Anyway, it pops up the little color number so that you can oh, actually, it's just right there. They changed it since the last. Programmers have been working all week. I tip my hat to them. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So you can just pop in your hex number for your color. I didn't configure any of the rest of this. Up here at the top, forms, header text, button path. I didn't change any of that. My MailChimp keys and the links to my privacy policy. And that was it. It was literally like, I don't know, the last one I installed, it was less than 10 minutes. Let's see if we have any questions yet. No. Oh, we have a couple of people who are bouncing in. That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, so back here. Do you guys have any more questions? All right, let me see. Oh, you know what? I have not done the giveaway yet. Let me see if there's any more questions first, and then we'll do a giveaway. Oh, oh, that's wonderful. Yes, absolutely, Sam. If you guys, I tell you what, if you guys have questions after the fact, you can always text me on the website, and I will get right back to you. That's wonderful, huh? All right. Where am I? Here we go. Okay. Right. Yeah, right? It's a free trial. Why wouldn't you? Absolutely. Just, absolutely. Give it a go. Install it. A couple more people have opted in. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So, giveaway for a complimentary vacation certificate. You guys can go to Vegas, Orlando, Gatlinburg, Williamsburg, or more exotic, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta. No, I took Branson out. All right, if you guys really want to, you've got the option to go to Branson, Missouri, too. Exactly. We've got somebody from Missouri in the group. They're always giving me a bad time about it. Excellent. You know what, Jess? We did not come up with a question. I need a question. Let's go with one of those fantastic statistics. What percentage increase can you get? Up to what percentage of an increase can you get with a chatbot on your website? Alex is the winner at 300%. Yes, 5,000 was the engagement. 300 is the conversion. Congratulations, Alex. Alex, shoot me your email so I can get you hooked up. All right. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. All right, I will take down your email address and get back with you shortly. Let me just pop this into Skype so I don't lose it, because the last time it didn't copy right. All right, good. Excellent. Alex, what's your last name? And which destination have you picked? You don't have to tell me that. You can decide when you get on the inside. All right. Well, congratulations, Alex, and congratulations to all of you who have opted in and you're going to give this plugin a try. Give me some feedback. I want to know how it goes for you guys. So, yeah, give me a one if you have either hopped in already or you're planning on hopping in by midnight tonight, so you can try it for free. Couple of ones, couple more ones. There we go. There's the wall of ones I was looking for. Awesome. All right. Excellent. Well, we will see all of you guys on the inside. It's been fun. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate your time and attention today, and I hope that you will give, even if you don't use this particular chatbot implementation, I hope that you will give chatbots a serious shake, because I am a firm believer. I will be back in a couple of weeks and tell you what a difference it's made to my website as soon as I can get it over on the one that I use all the time, as opposed to the www side. All right. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you back here. You know, we're not going to be back here next week. It's going to be the week after next. Next week is Extreme. The guys on Extreme are going to have a webinar on next Friday. So we will be back here in 2 weeks. Same bat time, same bat place. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Ciao.